Hello friends, and welcome back to another frugal living video. Now, quite a few of you were really enjoying these frugal living tips, and as usual, as I'm on this journey to becoming even more frugal and saving a ton of money, of course I'm always researching to find out where am I on the scale of frugality. And I'm a little bit salty from the last frugal living quiz that I did that told me that I wasn't that frugal. So I came across this amazing article from Clever Girl Finance, who I will link down below, and she's got frugal living tips that save a ton of money. And of course, I wanted to find out how much of these 35 frugal living tips am I doing, and feel free to join me along and let me know in the comments below how many have you crossed off your list. Hi friends, welcome back to another money video. If you are new here, hi, my name's Yvonne and I do videos every week mainly talking about how to save money, make money and grow your money. So if you are interested in that type of content, then please make sure to hit that like button. Consider joining our community by hitting that subscribe button. It's absolutely free to do so. And of course, share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. So the first one is to start budgeting. And as you know, on this channel, I am a key proponent of budgeting because budgeting is, in the simplest form, it just tells your money where to go rather than your money telling you what to do. So I'm a huge fan of budgeting. I currently use the 50-30-20 rule to help me kind of like categorize my money and tell me how much of it should go towards like our fixed needs, which is like our housing, our food, everything that we need to have a roof over our head and to survive. And then 30% for me currently goes towards saving and investment, and then 20% is towards all those flexible expenses and the fun money and all of that stuff. So if you haven't got a budget, I have actually got a video that already talks you through how I do my budgeting process on a step-by-step, very detailed basis. And I also show you how you can track your spending on a month-by-month basis. So yes, I am an avid fan of budgeting. The second thing she says is to meal plan. Now, I am getting better and better at meal planning. I never used to do it, and I used to spend so much money on takeaways and eating out. But ever since I've started to like really focus on my finances and also start my frugal living journey, I've found that I've actually started to enjoy meal planning a little bit more. Yeah, so now I've started to get to the point where I actually know what we're gonna cook on a day-to-day basis ahead of time without worrying. But what I like to do is have a dedicated fakeaways night where it's open to how the mood feels like it. It's something that has really helped me, not in terms of just like reducing the amount of time I think about cooking or spending in the kitchen, but it's also helped me in terms of like creating a shopping list, you know, and knowing exactly what it is that I want to buy from the supermarket, which has also brought down my grocery bill by more than half. So I used to spend about £300 a month, and now we're down to just over £100. The third one is to cook in bulk. Now, I don't do this, and I know I should do this because it will help me a lot, especially when it comes to like things like cooking meat or like sauces, especially for me, because we eat a lot of our food with sauces and stews. It just makes sense that if for that week we've got, you know, different sauces that we can use, like a tomato based sauce, that it just makes sense to cook it in bulk ahead of time and then just use it as and when we need it. So this is something that I know will save me a lot of time when it comes to cooking, but I don't do as often. And that's just because, in all honesty, I would have to dedicate a good amount of time on the weekend to do that. And sometimes I just like to have a lie-in. So it's something that I want to move more towards, because I know it will save me time and energy, but I really do want to do it. The fourth one is to take a look in your pantry, and it's mainly around making sure you know what you already have in your fridge and freezer and cooking that before you do your grocery shop. So this is something that I definitely do as part of my fortnightly meal prep and meal plan. What I like to do is just go through all my cupboards and have a look at what I already have, try and make meals based on that before I do my food shopping, because the last thing I want to do is to just continue stocking things up, putting them in the fridge or the freezer or the pantry, and then they just go off. off and then I'm wasting food. So one of my goals this year is really around reducing my food wastage in general, actually reducing a lot of waste that I have, and then just making the most of whatever it is that I have. So the next one is to check out coupons. Now, I really wish we had more of a coupon culture in the UK. We currently don't have so much, or maybe I'm missing a trick somewhere. And if you think I am, please let me know in the comments down below. But I genuinely don't take advantage of coupons if they are available, and it's something that I definitely want to do a bit more of. The next thing is selling things that you don't need. Now, I really do want to start this series, and I have to put my hand up and say I've been pushing back a little bit on this just because other things have cropped up. But I really do want to do a bit of a declutter and sell all the things that I currently have in my home that I don't need anymore. And I have a lot of like baby clothes for my son because I'm really sentimental, so I keep like all of his stuff, but I really do need to like get rid of the things that we don't need, because as you know, if you're regular on this channel, I was an impulse purchaser. So that means like 1 out of 7 items used to be something that I just wanted but isn't necessarily something that I needed or even I used. So this is something, I clearly have a lot of things in this house that I can sell and I can make some money of, and of course I can use that money for other things, even if it's just having fun. So I do genuinely need to do a series of like decluttering my house and just putting this stuff up either on like eBay or using Depop or an app similar to that as well. The next thing is to buy used. So this is something that I've definitely started to do a lot more of, buying more used items rather than just going ahead and just buying something new. So for example, I personally have never ever purchased a brand new car. All my cars have always been used. All my cars have come from auction sites and I've never had any problems with them. I have been blessed in that way, and I always think that when it comes to cars especially, it makes sense financially for me to buy used, not to go on finance, and to just get the car for the time that I need it for and use it that way. The next one is return things you don't need. And this is a bit embarrassing because there are a lot of things that I don't need anymore in my house, like I said earlier, that I haven't returned, and I really do need to think about returning them. So this is an X for me that I don't do, but it's something that I definitely need to start doing more of. The next one is repurposing the fabulous clothes you already have. And so this is around, instead of going to buy things or buy clothes every time a season changes or something like that, you just repurpose the clothes that you have and you just use the clothes that are currently stuck in the back of your closet that you've never worn before. So I am absolutely guilty of having clothes sitting in the back of my closet in boxes under my bed that I have never worn, but I have never thought of repurposing them. So they're just there either because at the time I didn't like them or at the time they didn't fit. And so I've just kind of put them aside, but I've never thought to repurpose them. Now, there are obviously a lot of opportunities that you can use and there are a lot of different ways that you can repurpose old clothes. So one of the things that I am going to do this spring as part of my spring cleaning is to just go through all my cupboards, go through all my closets and see what it is that I need to basically either get rid of, or if I do like it, how I can repurpose it. So I have got a plan for that. I just haven't done it yet. Now, the next one is buy a car you can afford. So like I mentioned earlier on, as part of buying used items, one of the things that I do is buy a car that I can afford. So I always have a budget. I go to auction sites and I buy my cars in that way. And it's always worked for me. I've always gotten a good deal on a car. And the great thing is I've always gotten it below market value. So it means that when I am selling it, I don't lose out, even though actually for the most part I've never sold my cars. I've just ran them to the ground. But this particular one that I've got, I think I'm only going to drive it for a couple of years and then I'm going to sell it, and I'm hoping that when I do sell it, it doesn't sell below market value. But that's just my plan. I'll keep you updated on that one. The next one is walk or bike when you can. So before I had my son, I was such an avid cyclist. I used to cycle about 24 miles a day to and fro work, and it was like the best thing. It meant I didn't have to go to the gym. I was getting fresh air, I was cycling. I really loved it. And you know, I was going early in the morning, so I would leave my house at like 6 a.m. and I would get to work for 7 a.m. and it was just like something that I absolutely love. Nowadays, where I can, I will try and walk, especially on the times that I don't have my car. When I didn't have my car, it was a lot better. Now that I have a car, it's a little questionable, but I do still try. So if I need to go somewhere, I will always see how long it will take me to walk and what the weather is like. And if it takes me less than 45 minutes, I would choose to walk. And if it doesn't require me carrying a lot of bags, then I would choose to walk instead of going in my car. And of course, there are financial benefits to that. Shop around for the best insurance. So I need to do a story time about my insurance, because I used to have insurance for my car with one particular provider. But when I purchased this last car, it's a bigger car, it's a bigger engine. In fact, it's even a sport version, which means it would be more expensive. And I was expecting it to be a little bit more expensive, but my insurance company quoted me double the price. And I knew for a fact I shouldn't have been paying double the price. So I decided to shop around, and lo and behold, I found insurance much cheaper than, not only than what my insurance was quoting me, but also cheaper than what I was paying for a much smaller car. So it definitely helped to shop around for your insurance. And that works out for car, works out for your home. It can be so easy to just continue auto renewing with the same provider that you've had, but spending a little bit of time can save you a lot of money. So yes, I absolutely agree. Always shop around for the best insurance, and do it before your renewal is up to date to avoid admin fees, because that's the other thing that we never account for, which is admin fees. So shop around and see what it is that you can get. Swap out your light bulbs is the next tip, just because LED light bulbs use a fraction of energy than standard light bulbs. So I have swapped all my light bulbs to LED light bulbs, and I have noticed a change in my electricity bill as well. I'm not paying as much. But what I would say is not only swap out your light bulbs, but also switch off all your light bulbs when you are done. Automate your savings and investments. So I have started doing this just because it just makes sense to have money go straight away from my account when I get paid directly, not only into my savings, but also into my investment account. And I've just seen it grow that way. And it means that if I get to a month where I forget to allocate money for my investment, I don't have to worry, because I've automated the entire process to just do it for me. And it's absolutely amazing. And that's really helped me out. The next one is to check out the library, and make sure you're utilizing the library, because that's a free resource to get entertainment, to get books, to get anything that you need. Now, my library has been closed the entire year, so we're not utilizing that. But as things open up, I am absolutely going to be doing that. I am going to make sure that me and my son make the most of going and using the library for books. It just means that, one, I can reduce the amount of clutter in my house, because I purchase a lot of books because I love for my son to read. But if we have a library card, why am I purchasing them? We can just swap them. He can read them, we return them, get another book. It just makes sense. That's how I did it in my childhood. So it makes sense that we do it for him. Same thing will happen is that I'm going to try and find a toy library, and we'll do the same thing with toys. Makes sense. Play with them, return them. That way, everybody wins. You learn how to use the resources in your community, and saves me not only spending money, a lot of money on toys and books and stuff, but it also means that I don't clutter up my space as well. So thumbs up for that one. Tip number 16 is to evaluate your subscriptions. So I've talked a lot in depth about the amount of subscriptions I used to sign up for, and this is something now that I am absolutely on top of. I don't just sign up for subscriptions, especially because a lot of things nowadays require to subscribe to their service. And the second thing is, actually a lot of us forget after 30 days to cancel that subscription. And you end up losing out because you end up paying that subscription fee, and then you either have to pay for the entire month and not use it, or pay for an entire year and not use it. So I absolutely agree. Evaluate them. I do myself, and I make sure nowadays I am not picking up any additional subscriptions unless it's absolutely necessary. Have date nights at home. Let me get a date, and we'll come back to that one. Get a part-time job. So I know that one sure way to accelerate your savings and your income is to bring in a second additional income. So I don't have a second job, but I do have side hustles, and I am working to build up that. I guess maybe doing YouTube is a second job because it is paying me, which I'm really grateful for. So maybe I do have a part-time job. Yes, YouTube is my part-time job. Let's go with that. Pay down your debt. So I currently don't have any debt other than my mortgage, so I'm really happy with that. I personally am not overpaying on my mortgage. That's a separate conversation. Let me know in the comments below if you'd want to know why I'm not paying down my mortgage. and I will tell you why. Avoid credit card debt. Yes, absolutely agree with it, especially if you are racking up unnecessary debt. Credit cards can be used to not only build your credit as well, but also to get extra rewards for money you would have otherwise been spending. So it makes sense in those two instances to have a credit card, and that's the reason why I have a credit card, but I don't have a credit card to pick up any additional debt. This is stuff that I would have been purchasing anyway. I just opt to do it with a credit card because I know I can rack up points. Downsize. I don't think personally I can downsize, because that would mean going down from like my 1-bedroom flat to a studio apartment. Maybe not the best thing. I'm actually going to upsize and go to a bigger property because it makes sense. But if I was on my own and I had a grown child, then I would think about downsizing. Absolutely. Try a low buy or no spend challenge. On it. In fact, I am currently on a no spend challenge, so I highly recommend it, especially if you are an impulse purchaser, you're an emotional spender, you buy things out of boredom. Definitely try a no buy challenge, because it really makes you not only save money but also really think about your spending habits as well. The 23rd tip is to use money making apps. So you can put like extra money in your pockets by using money making apps, or just even like checking out your bank and making sure there's cashback offers and utilizing those. So I do that personally. I use cashback from my bank, so it makes sense. I just check that on I think I check it like fortnightly to see where there are offers, and I just sign up for that, and it's really easy. But if you do have tips on the best money making apps, please let me know in the comments down below. The next thing is buying in bulk. Absolutely. So Bola says you should buy frequently used items in bulk, like your toilet paper, your soap, and that can really not only help you reduce your grocery bill, but also it means that you have fewer trips as well. And I do this. I buy my soap in bulk. I buy basically all the soap that we need for the house is in bulk. If I know that there's a specific type of drink or food, like for example, my son has these snacks that he really likes, I just buy those in bulk. Saves me having to make multiple trips. We never have to worry about snack time in this house because there's enough snacks in the house as well. So I highly recommend it, and it is cheaper on the price per unit. If you know it's something that you're going to utilize very often, I recommend it. I do it all the time and I absolutely love it. It just means one trip to the cash and carry or the wholesalers, buy it, and then you probably don't have to go that back for like another 3-4 months. Tip number 25 is to ditch cable. Yep, I've got a TV. The only thing that goes on that TV is Netflix and YouTube. I don't have any TV programs, I don't have cable, I don't have Sky, I don't have anything of that, because I found that those are the two services that we use the most, and of course it saves me money because I don't have to pay for a TV license as well. So that's really good. Tip number 26 is to do frugal traveling. So Bola says you can save a good chunk of cash by traveling places during their off season. I used to do this all the time. I used to always travel off season, so as long as it's nice and sunny, for me, absolutely love it. It's much more quieter, it's cheaper as well. But my son is going into school full time in September, so this is maybe the last year that I can do it, and I don't know if we'll be able to go traveling just yet before September. But I need to think about how this will work once my son goes into school and what that will mean for traveling and going away. Now, I think that you shouldn't be so frugal when it comes to holidays or vacations, because it is a treat and you should save for it and just go all out based on what your budget is. Don't pick up debt for it, guys. I never do. And just go for it. Have at least one luxurious trip once a year if you can afford it, and just take the time to just enjoy yourself. So that's what I do. I wouldn't recommend, because I don't do it. I would never say, you know, go somewhere and then just like buy noodles and be as cheap as you can when you're on holiday, because for me, I think that's like the one time to be luxurious. As long as you've budgeted for it and you've got the money available. I wouldn't pick up debt. I wouldn't take a credit card or a personal loan for that. Save for it and enjoy it. Even if it means you have to wait 2 years and then go for a luxurious break, do that, because even in that time that you take that break, you could just enjoy it and it could be so refreshing and so nice. Tip number 27 is to skip the salon. And I agree. I don't ever go to the salon anymore. I do my hair. I've always done it from when I was a teenager, and now I've learned how to do my son's hair as well. So I'm cutting his hair until the point where he tells me, Mum, I don't want you to do it anymore. Then I will stop. So absolutely, and I love it. And I save a lot of money because hair care can be super duper expensive depending on the style that you want. The next one is make gifts instead of buying them. I'm yet to do this. Gifts can be expensive, but I'm not the most creative either. So I probably will try and become a little bit better when it comes to gifts. But what me and my friends do is actually do combined gifts. So we have a WhatsApp group. And when it comes to each person's birthday, instead of every person buying that person a birthday, because everybody has a different budget, everybody's in a different place, we combine and buy them one big present and we split the cost across everybody. And that works out so much more affordable for everybody. And the person who's getting the birthday present gets something that they really, really want. And it's from everyone. So you always get a birthday present, some flowers and a cake. And in essence, usually it works out to about 20 to 25 pounds per person, which is so much easier than, for example, paying 40, 50 or even £100 per person, and especially if different people have different budgets as well. So it's really considerate and I highly recommend that. Grow your own vegetables. This is my summer hobby that is coming into full effect this year. I will be growing potatoes, lettuces, everything, you name it, I will try. I even have passion fruit seeds, but I think I'm being a little bit hopeful in that sense, but we can see where we get with that. So watch out for those videos. Tip number 30 is to lower your electricity bill. So I'm doing everything that I can to lower my electricity bills, to lower all my bills, to be honest with you, because I want to enjoy more of my money. I don't want to be giving it all out, right? So I do everything that I can to do that, and I've got loads of tips on this channel that shows you how you can lower your utility bills at home fairly quickly, actually. And then for fun, she's got cut off expensive coffee. So she says millennials spend about 2,000 a year on coffee, which is shocking, but sounds about right to how much I was spending when I was in the office. So it makes sense that nowadays I just make my coffee at home. I can still buy the coffee and I'm not paying the additional costs for the coffee service, and I do it at home. So I've just done 30 tips. She still has some more on her site, so I will link that down below and you can check those out. I found that living frugally doesn't mean I've had to sacrifice. It's just a change in the way that I do my things on a daily basis. And on top of that, I've learned not only how to save money, but to challenge some of my ideologies and my spending habits as well. And I'm absolutely loving it. And I'm gaining so many new life skills. I'm learning how to save money even more in a fun way as well. So I'll highly recommend it. Let me know in the comments below what are some of your favorite frugal living tips. Also, let me know if you've done this list, how many of those you've done as well. Please make sure to hit that like button, to consider subscribing. It's absolutely free, and of course share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. Remember, if you do want free money, check out the stocks and links shares down below. Deposit some money into your account and you get a free stock and share that could be worth up to £100. That's potentially 99 free pounds if you deposit £1. Don't forget to check out these videos, which will show you all the things that I am currently implementing in my life that have not only saved me money, but are helping me grow my money as well, as I am on a journey to early retirement and I want to help you too. Thank you so much for all your support. I will see you in the comments down below, and of course I will see you in the next video. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.